Hello, Libra, and thank you for taking the time to listen to this message. This message is just a collective energy reading for the remainder of the month of October. Take what resonates, release what doesn't. Thank you for being here and taking the time. I really do appreciate you listening to this message. So, the first deck that I'm using, this is The Universe Has Your Back. So, this message is what the universe would like you to know as far as the support from the universe goes for the remainder of the month of October. So, first card that shows up is when I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. So, this is coming from within. There is something internally that you are focusing on. I feel like it's your happiness, your peace, your joy in different areas of your life, right? Look, yes, your energy. My energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. So be mindful of that mindset, your thought process, and things like that, because I do feel like this seems to be like a big manifestation for you, and you would love, obviously, to manifest in the higher vibrational things, the good things, not the bad things. So be mindful on what you're focusing on. You don't want to manifest negative things towards you. King of Swords talks about truth, it talks about clarity. I feel, look at this, I love this with the Six of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Underneath that was the Ten of Cups to the Nine of Cups. I mean, the Ten of Swords to the Nine of Cups to the Ace of Wands, and then ultimately the Sun. So I do feel that there is some sort of balancing taking place. There's something that has been out of balance, talking about being out of focus, right? That's interesting. I feel like there's been something that's been out of balance for you. Could have been because of confusion or just unclear energy or lack of information. I feel like that's going to be cleared up for you. It is talking about focusing, and it's so interesting because this camera is having a hard time. Obviously, you could see staying in focus. So that could be something that's going on for you where you're really being distracted by things, and it's like kind of like leading you astray off from what you should be focusing on. Just be mindful of any of these things. The next two cards that come out is the Moon and the Strength card. I feel like the moon is talking about something that is hidden in this specifically. I feel that way because I see this strength card right here and she is holding a snake. I feel like there's a discovery could be coming through with this King of Swords that once is brought to the light, I feel like it will assist you in a great way. Like it will help restore some sort of balance. There's that balance card again, and I know you could hear me shuffling. I do feel like you're going to have to stand in your strength and have confidence when I feel this gets brought to the light. I don't know why I'm feeling it's going to be more closer to the new moon that's in your sign, which is coming up. I'll be doing readings on those next or in the next few days, and those will be popping up on this platform. So just be looking out for those. But I do feel before this new moon, which is in your sign, presents itself, I feel like this, or has this transit peaks. I do feel like there is something that you were unaware of that is going to be exposed, illuminated, because I feel like it's something that's been slowing you down, holding you up, creating distraction for you in some way, shape, or form. And I feel once you see it for what it truly is, you can make that clear decision to cut that energy off. The next look, I mean, I've showed this card to you twice, and now it's literally showing up to be on the table. So there is something that I don't feel, I just feel like you can't put your finger on what it is, but it does feel to me like it's creating some sort of an imbalance. It's keeping you distracted, or it's distracting you from something you are meant to stay focused on. Four of Cups is showing up. I feel the overall energy of this Four of Cups into the Seven of Cups. Yeah. I feel like you've poured some energy, nurturing your time, energy, efforts into a situation. I feel like it was genuine. I feel like you were sincere, loving, caring about a situation. I do feel like you had an abundance of love to give or support to give, that sort of thing. It's giving me that vibe right now where I feel like, there could have been a situation where it was being taken advantage of. If that, resonates, take what resonates again, release what doesn't. We'll get some clarity on all of this, but I do feel like you're going within and really having to, look at this in a different way, because when I see the Seven of Cups underneath there, that talks about a lot of smoke and mirrors. It can talk about options. It can talk about confusion in some way, some sort of distorted energy. So I kind of feel like that's what's going to show up. I almost feel that energy of, like if you're really, going out of your way and helping someone in some way, and I feel like it's with emotional support, a shoulder to cry on, your kindness, your caring, your generosity, whatever it may be. And I feel like it's been being taken advantage of, and I do feel there will be a situation or an experience that will show you that. Like if somebody is always calling you for, this kind of support, this, that, and the third thing, and then you ultimately find out that, they're pretty much, it's just not what it looks like, is what I'm feeling with this. Clarifying the King of Swords is the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is a very intuitive energy. It talks about, really being that loving, kind, nurturing energy, very at peace in your own emotional realm. And you can see that with the Four of Cups as well. So I just feel like you have an abundance of love, of nurturing, that it's just like an authentic thing for you to naturally care about people, nurture people, try to, maybe mend rifts, that sort of energy. I'm just getting the vibe that there is an energy that you takes advantage of that, uses and abuses you for that generosity, that kindness, that unconditional love, that nurturing vibe that you give. I'm kind of feeling energy vampire with this, where someone just wants to suck the good life right out of you for their own benefit. I see the Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck, so I do feel there's going to be some sort of communication. Yes, absolutely, because it goes from the Page of Wands to the Ace of Swords to the Hierophant. And I love this because I feel like, I don't know why, I feel like you're going to break through a glass ceiling by the end of this month. I feel like that's going to happen around that new moon. Don't ask me why, but I am feeling there is going to be some sort of celebration that's really going to stabilize something that has not been stabilized. And I feel because it exposes, the sun illuminates whatever the betrayal, the deception, that lower vibrational energy that I'm picking up on shows itself. Like I feel it revealed. There is this revealing illumination with the sun, and the moon is another illumination. And I'm almost feeling, see the light on the tip of this mountain. That to me represents that snake that the strength card has over there. And so I do feel like you're going to discover, or there's going to be a snake that is discovered in your camp. And I feel like the energy is that you are going to, bring balance to the situation by cutting that off, like to eliminate that energy in your your realm, whatever that is. Choice, the Lover's card to the sun. I don't necessarily feel like this, it can be about a relationship, but I more feel drawn to say this is about a choice you're making once this gets illuminated to you. And I do feel like you'll be making a choice to sever something, to disconnect from something, or to keep something at an arm's distance. That sort of energy. I don't feel like you're going to be as motivated and inspired to jump up and be that kind. Not that you're not going to be kind, caring, and nurturing, because I feel like it's just part of your DNA, but I do feel like you're going to be more mindful of where, you're investing that energy. And that's, I feel like something is just not going to be worth your investment, worth your time. And I feel like you'll see that with this thing. So, clarifying the moon, we get the Page of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. So, there's that dark energy, and there's that moon illuminating. The Seven of Swords can represent lying, thieving, lying, cheating, stealing. Deceptive energy at its very core is the Seven of Swords. And that Page of Pentacles can be a younger person who maybe accidentally says something or communicates something and exposes this. It does feel to me like it's something in regards to like in the physical realm. I'm kind of feeling, again, your kindness, your generosity, like this could be a whole thing for you where once, you were constantly helping financially somebody or a situation and you're recognizing they were just taking advantage of it, and now you're going to do help them in a different way by maybe offering them more guidance, right? Guidance towards how they can acquire or handle this or overcome this or deal with this. Yes, absolutely. King of Wands on the bottom of the deck, that's you taking action, that's you being a true leader. I feel like something shifts up for you in the way that you invest in a situation. And I feel like it's a specific in a situation, one that I said, I feel like keeps a lot of things hidden. There's a lot of secrecy around it. There's a lot of sneakiness around this energy as well. And I feel like they get called out. It gets illuminated. You get to see it for what it truly is. And whether you choose to disconnect from this energy, at the very least, I feel like you'll be loving in a different way. You'll be nurturing and guiding and assisting in a different way, maybe with more advice and guidance, that sort of thing, versus constantly shelling out finances, resources, money, that sort of thing. Bailing someone out of a situation as well. I can feel that. I feel like whatever it has been that you've been doing, it's beginning or it has created an imbalance for you. And I feel like this is why it's being illuminated for you to be mindful and to release that. So with the Strength card, we see the Wheel of Fortune being clarified. The Strength is being clarified by the Wheel of Fortune. First, there's two major arcana cards. I feel like this is where that change takes place, where growth starts happening, where you're moving forward, things are changing, and I feel like it's a result of you seeing that snake, because remember, she has that snake sitting right there in her hand in that Strength card. And so once you discover that, and I feel like you'll act accordingly with that King of Swords. That's the truth. Bottom of the deck is the Ace of Swords. So like the truth and the clarity, there's you learn something from this, and I feel this is where you break a glass ceiling. Eight of Wands at the underneath all of that, I feel like this is where it just feels to me like an opportunity for you to just like grow in a way, like it's almost feeling to me like a major growth spurt, and I feel like it's in the way you transform the energy, or you utilize that energy in a different way, right? Like I feel something snaps you right out of an old way of doing or being, um, and aligns you with something more authentic, like I said, that great advice or that great guidance is how I'm feeling. Clarifying the balance of the Six of Pentacles is the Seven of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles very, every time we see this card, this is about where we invest our time, energy, and effort into. And I feel like you are investing your time, energy, and effort into bossing up, being the leader of your own life, protecting your resources, right? Not being selfish or greedy, but by all means not being used, abused, and taken advantage of is how I'm feeling with that. I feel like you're gone through an ascension. There is the Ace of Pentacles, and that to me feels like this energy right here, where that new way of being is, where you plant this seed, the seed that gets planted, right? And all these roots grow and then it comes up. Like I feel like you're investing your time, energy, and effort, Ace of Cups, in a new way of loving, of nurturing, of caring for people. There are situations where some people only feel um, appreciated, loved, nurtured, and cared for when you're bailing them out of a situation, and they give very little, little mind to when great advice or great guidance or you know, things like that. And I feel like this is where you're shifting up and ultimately guiding someone and helping somebody, because I do feel like there is still that help that's available to them, but it's like they have to do the work versus you do the work. So this is what I'm seeing come out for you during the rest of the month of October. And I love to see this energy at the bottom of the deck, because to me that is signifying that you're really mastering something, you're really evolving and ascending. You know, look, this person's playing chess, not checkers, right? This person's going for the win. This person is taking their power back and being a true, authentic leader. So, really beautiful energy here for you, Libra. I hope this serves you well. Please leave me a comment if this resonates with you. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate you. I thank you for being here, and keep your eyes peeled, because your new moon in your sign reading will be coming out very shortly. Have a great day. Sending you love and light.